Welcome back, adventurers. I'm an adventurer like you, and we're playing Crusader Kings 3. We're continuing the saga of the Rurikid dynasty with our newly crowned emperor, Tsar Åsbjørn of all the Rus. And now the time has come, at the very end of his life, to reform the faith, to hybridize our beliefs like we did our cultures. That is our task for today. Because of the trait we have, know thyself, we know that we are going to die at the end of this year or the very beginning of the next year. So we only have a few months' time to do this. Unfortunately, that means we didn't get all the piety we wanted to do a full-scale reform the way we envisioned it, but we'll pick and choose the most important ones, and that should do. So let's get into the game. First of all, this is a culture map. Yeah, the Rus are expanding and replacing most of the Russian, and should replace also the Ruthenian, which is just Latin for Russian, but anyway. And you may see here in yellow the outline of the Slavic Empire, which is what I was just looking at before recording as a possible next step after this important step of establishing the Empire of the Rus and reforming our faith. Now, the thing is, we could reform Asatul, which has been his faith and that of his forefathers for a very, very long time. The thing with Asatul is there is only one holy site in our realm, so we can't control it as much. We don't, especially like the benefits we get from the holy sites then don't go to us if we don't control them, unless we want to expand westward. Like into Scandinavia makes sense, but here these Catholic Germanic places, maybe not so much. The alternative is, of course, the faith of our Slavic tribes that we are merging with into the Rus culture, or we have merged into the Rus culture. So this Slavic faith is a little bit different. For example, they are fundamentalist while we are pluralist, and we have different tenets from what they have. But looking at the Rus culture and their Slavic forebears, this makes a lot of sense to have a sanctity of nature, even though that means building will be more expensive. Ritual celebrations, okay, yes, hosting feasts earns piety. Feasts are an important part of the Rus culture. And communal identity also makes perfect sense, so these are good. We probably want to temper this a bit. And, well, here, I think we need to throw our vassals a bone and say, yes, you can have concubines like you've always had, especially if we keep everything here criminal, right? Need a sip. All right. So yeah, and there are a few other tenets that I want to add. I have a mod for that. We don't need to replace these. We can just add some, but it will cost us piety. Now, the first step is to convert our faith, and we will adopt the local faith because that means we have 1, 2, and now 3 holy sites in our realm, and it would be easy to get the 4th one as well. Where's the 5th, you may ask? It's here, Rügen. That was historically an important holy site for the Slavic faith, but it's so far west. It would be part of our Unite the Slavs dream and achievement if we go that way. So, yeah. Okay, let's convert. Everyone except one, the chieftain of Pskov, will convert. That is great. Of course, we have lost patronage of the Yeoman's Vikings, Holy Order. And we lose temporarily all our concubines. And we have a new Volk, a new court priest. And he's not very good, despite his astute intellectualism. Yeah. But we have Grilla here to guide us. With my decision to convert to Slovianska Pravda, I arranged for the Zrets to come to my court and conduct rites. With the fate of my immortal soul in question, I can only pray that I have made the right decision. Metaphysical aside, I can take comfort in knowing that the majority of my realm stands united under the gods, a true Slovianskan realm, and that is why we're doing it, for political reasons. So, at least I have Grilla to guide me, and she joins our court. That's very nice. 25 learning. That's much better. And we see most of our realm is actually Slovianska now. There is still some Asatru there that we'll need to convert. Alright, and then here, of course, in the Orthodox areas that we recently acquired, we'll need to do something about that. But let's go and reform it immediately. It's like, yes, we want to be Slovianska, but we want to actually merge our faiths, and there is no way to do that currently in game. So there we go. I think we shall choose the color of the earth. Color of the earth, yes, a muddy brown for our faith. My old faith will consider us astray. Yes, that is not unexpected. So, as we said, we want to change this. Let's go in between fundamentalist and pluralist and make it righteous. So, adherents of other faiths will have opinion penalties, and we can revoke landed titles from evil infidels. So, from Christian vassals, I suppose. With this, we can revoke from both evil and hostile, but yeah, okay. Righteous. That seems to be the middle way here to go. We'll leave this as is, and then, as I said, we will throw our vassals, our formerly Asatru vassals of bone, and reinstate concubines. And that means now all my vassals will convert. That is great. Divorce always allowed, considering cousin marriage, bastardry legitimization. But if adultery is criminal, then bastards can't be legitimized. I don't think so. Like I said, we're going to keep all this criminal because that is just the tradition, and we don't want to upset the traditions too much. I do think I want to go for dynastic kinslaying as a sin. And I would like to change this to control, because recruitment means we get less domain taxes and our clergy will serve as commanders or champions, but we don't have a shortage of those. So control is much more useful. Okay, we can also do the sins and virtues, but let's leave that for later. First, yeah, so the doctrines were good for now. First, let's look at the tenets. We want astrology, naval speed plus 25%, that's very nice. And divining the stars, because we have lost now the patron gods, which is Norse only and something in the east in India or so. So that doesn't work for us. We could do ancestor worship, but I think that will add up to too much in the end. I have decided not to do Warmonger, which was the Asatru one, because as we go forward, we have our realm. We don't want to stay at war all the time. I don't think that is necessary. I do want another one that's not in the list here, which somehow is restricted. So we have human sacrifice, which is in line with the historical Viking practices, but also the Slav practices sometimes. So, but this grants raid for captives, casus belli, and with our vessels currently knowing that they can wage war whenever they want, I don't think we want to enable this. There is another one that I will have to sneak in another way. We will do esotericism for learning education focus. That will help with our development. What else was on my list? Reincarnation. Yeah. Reincarnation is nice and in line with the historical faiths. Yeah, this is the other one. Gruesome festivals is what the Asatru had. Executions earn piety, and we have the ability to hold grand sacrifices, like the grand blood in the Viking religion. But there is another one in the game. It's called Sacrificial Ceremonies, which is the one I really want instead of these. So I will do that. And then Sacred Childbirth is a good one, because that will cut down on the dying in childbirth and children being sickly or stillborn. Plus it makes pregnant a virtue. Mothers and fathers gain piety when their child is born. So I think that is a good one to have for the good of our realm. Okay. And mendicant preachers would cost us a lot of piety, but they would help converting our counties. And it makes temperate a virtue and gluttonous a sin. So that is also good for the realm. Our missionaries travel far and wide with nothing but the clothes they wear on their back. They live off the generosity of those they visit and share the knowledge of the true faith in return. I don't think the Slavs really had this historically, but it kind of makes sense for us. If we're going with righteous faith. Oh, but this is costing too much. Why is this costing too much? Why is this costing too much? Okay, so no mendicant preachers then, I guess. Or we could do no reincarnation. No, reincarnation makes more sense for us. Sacred Childbirth, we still have some left that we will use for the sacrificial ceremonies, right? Okay, and we may want to do some virtues and sins. We have a bit of piety left. Is there anything we want to add here? Like being a poet is a virtue. Being a Varangian. Something about learning, maybe. Like being genius. Quick, intelligent genius is a virtue. Yeah, but that's not something you do. That's just the way you are born, right? It doesn't make sense to make that. Herbalist. That, yes. This already is. So herbalist should be a virtue. Okay, there we go. I think that's enough. Alright, so let's reform the faith. There we go. Voluntheer of the Rus. Also not very good, but he's a giant. And I think we should change that name now that we go for Slovianska. Right? Zevolod. Okay. Nice. So let us see what happens. At long last, I have managed to gather every important thread in the world together so that they can discuss our beliefs and establish an official doctrine to guide our faith into the future. These Sloviansk Zreci have adopted a pragmatic and balanced view of other faiths, and many ancient superstitions and mythical stories have been canonized in the official doctrine. The burgeoning movement has decided not to instate a religious head, preferring instead to let each Zrec determine what teachings are appropriate for their temple. The world will see that God favors us. God being like the main god in the Slavic pantheon. Alright. So now we can have concubines again. I will go and fix that, although we are close to death, so it doesn't really matter. My son and heir, he's getting ready to ascend the throne, although he is a drunkard. That is a bit of a problem. He also lost his concubines, which in a way is good, because he had this one concubine that was a fornicator. That, yeah. So he has an illegitimate son. Well, he doesn't have it. She has an illegitimate son. Alright, so now we have this guy who is basically useless to us. I mean, 12 is much lower than we had before. Plus he's a sinner, basically. So what we want is somebody in our court. Let's go with this. Top realm, high in learning. Theodosea, you, my dear. Could you please, pretty please, convert? You will accept, so why didn't you already convert? And she converted. Ah yeah, then we had some other stuff going on. Do we have anyone else in our prison? No, it's all gone. So, you are now converted. You are my lover. Okay, so you should be my concubine still. And you should be the realm priest. Because you're so much better at that. There we go. Verdunia. That is the title for a female realm priest. The male version, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. Volk or something. There are too many consonants there at the end. Yeah. Okay. So now basically it's waiting for death, right? I'm just thinking, is there anything else I want to fix? We have something in our royal court. One unhandled situation. Okay, the art of rhetoric. But I am bored. I immediately recognize the plaintive voice of my son Zemund, even before the rascal is in my sight. The scene that I find before my eyes then is quite pitiful. My poor court poet Pelagia. She's Greek, right? Yeah. Pelagia Xeros. Xeri then, probably. Pelagia Xeri. Seems on the verge of tears, while Zemund and Driva stare at her with the most unimpressed look I've ever seen on their young faces. When her eyes meet mine, Pelagia begs of me, "My lord, please, I'm just trying to explain to your children the fine art of rhetoric is required by their noble birth. Pay attention, kids, you will need this." Let me explain it more plainly. And the kids are impressed, and that is very good. Alright, what do we have here? There is an inspiration project for armor. His skill is legendary, then we shall sponsor it. It costs a lot of money, but it will be good for my son. That's too expensive, and another weapon inspiration. He wants to forge a magnificent weapon. Another 100. Alright. I trust your judgment. Yeah, go with that. Just make something good. Alright. There we go. Oh, I can hold court. Yeah, I don't want to. Inspiration, a name to remember. My beneficiary ballad approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? He must read my irritation at such a personal question from my face, because he continues, I mean, is there anyone you wish to dedicate your commissioned artifact to? It is turning out well, but a meaningful inscription would make it feel even more personal. To my beloved Theodosia. Yes. Let's do that. I normally don't do personal things because it's for the dynasty, but... yeah. Okay, Herafen has come of age, but he has not been promised to anyone yet. He is strong and not very good at anything else, and he's still Asatu. Can you... I can't demand conversion. Okay, because he's zealous. Yeah, alright. Let's find him a spouse. Why is there nobody here? Because it's male. Yeah. Let's go for females then. Maximum 25. With some inheritable traits, I guess. You are strong. What about a robust girl? I know. He's a bit of a pig, but that comes with a robust, huh? Yeah, let's do that. There you go. War declared. Northman army again. Wait. Stop. You should pause on this. Rally the troops. Home guard again. Okay. My granddaughter Ingrid has given birth to a son, Kari, and he is scaly. Well, that is too bad. Småskebjörn moves in Korsum. I guess this one can be moved. Let's do it here. And then say raise the local army. And see what we get. Zemund comes of age. great. They grow up fast. And Drifa, that's his twin, comes of age as well. And the Northern Menace will banish them. They can get married. No, they can get married. Okay. And she's not of age yet, so you will have to wait. Okay, we want... Raise all men at arms. They're already here. Okay. This is the main army. There they are coming. Okay, so let's send them to Refala. Send them here. And these are just... Oh, these are some good. Fighters as well. Gudrun has come of age. Gudrun, my granddaughter. And let's leave that for later. Because we have this to deal with. And I'm sure my son can arrange marriages just as well as I can. And there we go. I have died. Tsar Åsbjørn of the Rus. The Rus soul. Okay. Has finally died. Has finally been cast to Navia at 63 years of age. Ah, the soul of Tsar Åsbjørn of the Rus. Okay, now I see it. My grammar is not at full force at the moment. He died of old age. Although quite famous for his sharp intellect, he could still not outsmart Chernobog. Tsar Hastein ascends to the throne. An accomplished diplomat, vassals, and foreign rulers alike are sure to respect him. And we will continue as Tsar Hastein. And he has concluded his task. Refa. Okay, whatever, yes. And Fedosia is our new Vedunia. That's great. We need to organize this and all that. Okay, let me take a moment to organize that. And then I'll come back to you because I want to take my time with doing that. And it can be a bit boring to watch, I guess. So, just, I'll be right back. All right. I fixed a few things and I'm back. One of the things I fixed is I kicked out the Jomsviking Holy Order because we have to install our own Holy Order, but we can't do that yet because we're at war. So we will be one over the domain limit. And some of the counties that my half-brothers inherited in my core duchy, I have moved and given them counties elsewhere. But now these are old Slovianskan. Yeah, and they need to be converted. But that's fine, I guess. So, what are these guys doing here? Hostile army? What's going on here? You are attacking Lietuvia in subjugation war. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. But you're losing. That's not so good. And you? Gunhild the Impaler of Finland. You are the Northman Army Conquest of Home Guard. Yeah, okay. That's not on. And your King Högni's Spymaster. Högni is of my grandmother's now, right? My grandmother's dynasty and house. So that's just not on. We have to take Finland back after this. And then also get Pohjanmaa here, whatever is left of Pohjanmaa. It's actually not Pohjanmaa. This here is Pohjanmaa, and this is what is it called? Mustasaari. Okay. But yeah, let's go and wage this war against the invaders. Unfinished business. Fenric, my champion, asked for a word amidst the tumult of the succession. My lord, before his passing, Tsar Åsbjørn commissioned my work. I was in the middle of making mail for him. That is armor, right? Other artisans have been working too, and I wish to know whether you will sponsor our efforts. The work will continue, yes. My father already paid for it, so... Okay, these guys go in. Let's see. Come on, faster. There we go. And the Battle of Rafala is over. My glory is widely known, and I have a court event available. Okay. And that finishes that. I know when I am defeated. Okay. Disband all my armies. So, yeah, we'll have to do something about this, right? We'll have to do something about that. They are not allied to us, so we can just declare war. Right? And we have lots of claims here. Subjugate King Hugni. That might be something we want to do down the line. Alvar's claims is there, and that's not good enough. Ingemar's claims. Wait a moment, you have claims? My uncle. My uncle has claims on all of Sweden? Kingdom of Rurikid. Wow. Interesting. We could install him as king under our empire. That's definitely something we should consider. Okay, let's wait with that for a moment. How did it go? We did lose some people. Mostly levies. Yeah. Okay. And a child has grown up. Alexandra. Alex. I guess. Rurikid. Lepsian. Why is he my courtier? Oh, because my seneschal. Okay. And we need to find a spouse for you. Feodosy Vasilievich. Looks good. Go for it. Alright. That's that. We can raise a runestone. We can found a holy order. That's what we will do first. Found the holy order. In Jomsborg? Or do we want to change the headquarters to Pangaleo Karavuna, which is both here? No, I think Jomsborg is good. Yeah. Grand Mistress Sophia has founded the Warriors of Perun. Nice. And what does that look like? They have crossbowmen. Nice. And horse archers. Very nice. Yes. We totally agree with this. Alright. Our armies, though, are a bit disorganized, I think. We have Wigmen, Bondi, Lightfootmen, more Bondi, some Huskarls, and more Bondi. I think we need some Varangian veterans. At least let's start with that. Destroy this one. And then gain some of these. These ones. Can we do more? It costs us 270. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. because these are like our strongest units. They are heavy infantry, but yeah, they will do a good job. Raise a runestone. 105 gold, my goodness. Yes. What shall this monument speak of? My accession to the throne, because I am arrogant. So my accession to the throne of the Rus most definitely where? Hunegard, obviously. Our capital, yes. And develop capital. Ready for stress. Let's do that. And do we need to invite champions? I don't think we need to. Right now we have 20. Champion. And then it gets down to 15. Yeah, we're good for now. I think. 400 shield maidens, no need. No. Few champions, yes, they will be recruited. Metal path? I don't think so. I can imprison criminals. I don't think so. Active elections, we already took care of that. So we're good. Yeah. Okay, so this is my council. We already saw Vedunia Feodosia. She's back in that position because she is very good. And we put Jarl Folki back into the position of steward, my uncle. And we have chosen Alexei Slegia, who is married to my half-sister. He's unlanded yet, so if we acquire some new lands, then we should land them. Yeah. My aunt Alver is so good at being a marshal that she will stay there, and I have appointed my son Frodi, is my heir, as spy master, so he can get some experiences that. He is an elusive shadow. Yeah, he's just 17. He just got married to Pemka about a year ago, obviously. And she is pregnant. So let's see what comes of that. So we're all good. 10 out of 10 holdings in my domain. Yeah, we have a court event available. And what we need to keep an eye on is adopt feudal ways. So we need to raise our law to absolute tribal authority. We have a reformed faith. Everything else is good. So, yeah, that is something we're looking forward to. We should probably save up some money. I invested in building my holdings. So, all right, let's go to court. What do we have here? Second-hand glamour. Finest raiments in the land, Eystein, mostly because they ain't from this land. Georges Baldur as I walk past his open chamber. His voice oozes charm, but even so my other courtier seems unsure of the pitch. Almost new, just as good as new and fresh from the trendsetters in Vasilev's Laurentius court. These are what everyone in the Vasilia Romion will be wearing next season. Okay, so he is selling some fashionable clothes from the Byzantines. Midos do look enticing, and I pay 105, which I don't have. We gain court grandeur. I gain stress because I'm arrogant. We don't need foreign nonsense in my court, or who cares what people wear? Yeah, that's probably what he would say. Because we don't have enough money, so I'm like, I don't care. A court is scorned. Why would you honor that which you love at the position in court and not me? My sister Ingfrid is livid. So Ingfrid is my half-sister. And she's already a drunkard. Well, that's why. And she wanted the honor that gorilla god because she is the antiquarian. Well, yes. She is much more capable of that kind of stuff. Oh, come off it. Alright, what else do we have? We have this inspiration is going on, a weapon and the armor. Our court grandeur is growing. Yeah. And we can only improve this if we actually become feudal. We could change the court language. Norse. Yeah. But do I speak any other languages? Finnic. Okay, I need to learn a language. I need to learn some East Slavic language, I guess. But why can't I? I need to find someone who speaks that, that's why. Oh yeah, I also got myself some concubines. You, my dear. And you're pregnant. At least that's the way they stand the pose indicates that. There is nothing here. You are Russian. You speak East Slavic. Can I learn your language? Learn the language of Reformation. I learn East Slavic language. 95% chance. That's great. Good. And hold court. Alright, let's do that. My father didn't want that because he was dying, so I guess it's time. Hold court. Yeah, I just had a stiff drink before all this because it can be stressful, right? It's a new Tsar. Just for the first in line to approach. Provincial merchant steps forward, clearly out of his element in my rich halls. I beckon, come man, we don't have all day. Yes, my lord. He stammers. I'm Svein, representing the disgruntled traders and freemen of Caravona, Messenveria's greatest city. Caravona, probably then. It's Greek, right? Kulin, our mayor, shirks every duty and scarcely upholds the law unless pressed. We humbly ask he be replaced by someone else. Caravona's elections will come early. Mayor Kulin of Caravona is deposed. I don't like him. He likes me, but I don't like him. Yeah. He's lazy. He is lazy. And he's possessed. I think he should be replaced. You shall be the new mayor. Svein of Bebbanburg. That's an interesting option. And what does Kulin have to say? Stewardship challenge? No, but yeah, okay. Crown compensator. What does Kulin have to say? Let's do this stewardship challenge. Evidence of Kulin's incompetence is found. Mayor Kulin paid 105 gold to me, and he disappeared without a trace. That is very sad because he would have been a good steward. Kulin, you shall I shall revoke your title. Yes. And that means I now have Gavana? Gavana. Yeah, right? This one. Grant this to local Bulgarian noble or local Rus noble. Or one of my... No, but it's a city, right? He's still Asa too. No, a noble of Rus culture. And we got Mayor Fyodor of Kavarna. Okay. He's not a noble, he's lowborn, but yeah. Hopefully he will do a better job. He's just, at least. Okay, resume. A child of the court, I am faced with Lev Aslaugsson, Rurikid's sad eyes. Lev, you're my grandson. And my daughter is in Saratau. For some reason. Ah, Mortvanit, yeah, okay. And you are here. Lev's sad eyes grow larger and more pitiful as his grandmother, Tsarit's authorities, gently ushers him towards my throne. Tsar, she laments, the boy has been at your court with no one to watch over him. You're his grandmother, you can watch over him. Please look to his future. Well, he is my own blood after all. How was he left here? Why did your mother abandon you? Is he maybe not his son? Ah, he's a bastard. I see. Well, if he is actually my own blood, well, he is obviously because his mother is my daughter. So yes, I shall raise the boy myself. And he's pensive, stewardship and learning. Well, we'll see what he wants. Both options are good. So. And he's a genius, so definitely we'll keep him in our court. Yes. Study the dead. My lord, this is outrageous. An agitated chieftain Gnupa stands before my throne. The body of my poor grandfather, the recently deceased Tsar Åsbjørn, has been violated by that fiend you keep as a court physician. Hichala. Hichala. I don't know. Leave a comment if you do know. That vile monster has tampered with the corpse, using it to practice her obscure knowledge and leaving it disfigured and defaced. Please, she can't go unpunished. Of course, she looks appropriately offended by the accusation. I have no idea what that man is talking about, my lord. So, well, she is a genius. But her children are not. Okay. Slander. I trust her. Yeah, I do trust her. Who is this Gnupa? He's just a 9-year-old. Yeah, that's outrageous. He's my nephew. And he has a chiefdom, a county under Tsar Åsbjørn II in Friasan. Okay. Sacrilegious guards? No. Who's telling the truth? You can't find who's lying. Yeah. So what? No, slander. I trust my court physician over a 9-year-old. And that is it. My business here is done. I can return to drinking. Which reminds me, I don't have a lot of stress though. I should probably hold a feast now that I am the proper Tsar here. We can't because we're already at an activity. What activity are we at? Okay. Hold a modest feast. We don't have... Oh, we do have the money. Great. Since we employ a court musician, the opinion gain will be more significant. That is great. Do we have something new here? Powerful vessels? Yeah, we don't care about that. It's my realm. A cheery gathering. The guests are gathered in a great hall, lords and ladies from the near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright and the spirits are high as the feast begins. A welcome, friends. Then my weaponsmith Ballad updates me on his progress just as the feast begins, droning on about the limits of the hammer and bellows as my mind reels with bold ideas for my maze. Forging may not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean I can't have a say in how my money is spent. I have a few suggestions, or my background gives me some unique insights. Let me take a look at your sketches. I have a few suggestions. And it will be of higher quality. Okay. All over my new shirt. We could all tell Jarl Alexander had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and now I am covered in stinking vomit. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Alexander. Lord Byford. As the feast is on the way and our guests are eating and drinking merrily, Jarl Harfried approaches Thordis and me at a great table. This is a marvelous feast. All my compliments to the host. That's Harfried of Turov. Okay. I've done a great job, haven't I? Interesting. As my guests depart, with everyone headed for their respective homes, I am proud to say that the feast was a success. I have my wife Thordis to thank for much of its success, and I feel nothing but gratitude as she sees the last few guests off. Until next time. Courtiers gain court trait, warlike courtier, that's great. My niece Pemka has given birth to a son. They're calling the little one Stanislav, a good Slavic name, yes. Marshal earns respect. Okay, and we can assign a guardian for Drahoslava, and she is a genius. She is a genius, a Czech genius. That's interesting. Educate the child. Most definitely. You want a martial education? I don't think so. Stewardship. Let's go with stewardship, first of all. Then educate the child. I'm a diplomat, right? Not a steward, so let's send her to Folky. Yeah, and we should find her a spouse. Someone else who is a genius. A child. Preferably, yeah, like my grandson Lev. That would be great. Yes. Okay. And we have some new buildings. That should give us more champions. Indeed, it gives us more champions. Raid or trade. Visitors from afar. My trade agreement with Khan Koza. My goodness. Khan Koza. The second of the Caspian Steppe. Okay. Ensures a steady flow of my merchant and petty nobility visits his lands, flogging their loot and importing foreign luxuries. Decidedly less common is an expedition from Caspian Steppe making its way to the Rus, often something of an event in Kernogard. It can be rare to see so many distant foreigners with hands unbound. Hands unbound meaning, normally if you see a foreigner it would be a slave. I think that's what it refers to anyway. The leaders of such an expedition have managed to garner an audience to beg for patronage. An eloquent shaman and a keen-minded merchant. I could use someone to count my coin. It's not bad. Or Bastu, who is a monk. The shaman. Right. I have no use for a shaman, but a fortune builder. Or my agreement is with Koza and I gain prestige. My agreement is with Koza. Yeah, I don't need. Okay. My work grandeur level decreased. Yeah, I think we oscillate between 5 and 6 because we're not feudal, so we can't really progress much further. Anyway, inspiration, a name to remember. My champion Ferenc approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? He must read my irritation at such a personal question from my face, because he continues, I mean, is there anyone you wish to dedicate your commissioned artifact to? It is turning out well, but a meaningful inscription would make it feel even more personal. To my beloved authorities, in memory of my father Åsbjørn, only Bellabog guides me. There is no need for dedication. In memory of my father, yes. I hereby invite you to a feast in Salinis. He loves me, and I don't dislike him either. He's a drunkard as well. He is a bit of an imbecile though, but okay. How did he make it to High Chieftain? The ways of the world, eh? How about his child? His child is stupid as well. My goodness. Anyway, it will be my pleasure. I'll come to your feast and have a drink. Every guest is gathered in the great hall, and our gracious host, High Chieftain Karpa, has welcomed us all to the feast. The innuendo. I know what I said, I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Chieftain Bouclay cocks his head to the side while I withhold my chortle. I haven't told him what he said could be interpreted as something lewd. She had a lovely chest on display in the courtroom. I may not be alone in thinking this is funny either. Chieftain Fade spat out some of his drink when Chieftain Bouclay repeated himself. The Duke could share the same kind of crude humor as I, or they could be offended by it. I won't know what either thinks unless I speak up. Take the risk of embarrassing him. He's gregarious. No, I think it will be fine. Repeat what you said, but slowly. Really think about it. And he is mortified by my perverse humor. Okay, yeah. Learning East Slavic is hard, really hard. I feel like there's no more room in my head. It's full. As soon as one word enters my mind, another one falls into the abyss of forgetfulness. I struggle with every lesson. I'm making no progress whatsoever. Fortunately, Chieftain Yasi is always there for me. Now, this is a curious person, right? Because he's my friend. He's a chieftain. He's a chief, right near where I used to be Jarl up north before I became Tsar. But he also fathered several children with the woman who was at one time my concubine, while she was a concubine even. So, yeah. That's a very weird friendship, isn't it? But we're still friends for some reason. And I'm not even forgiving. I'm honest. And I'll tell him, it's like, what you did was not right, but... yeah. Okay. And he says, keep it up, my perceptive friend. I believe in you. He keeps saying, I am really blessed. I can always lean on Yasi for support. Encouraged by a friend, he becomes my best friend. I don't think, no matter how hard it is, I must persevere. I need a break. No, whatever. It's just a concubine, right? No, but this son of mine was thought to be my son, but then it was found out that he wasn't. Bard comes of age. That's my youngest. I am proud to see my son no longer as a child, but as an adult. With sufficient tutelage, even a child that has displayed little natural inclination towards warfare, such as Bard, can come to truly understand it. He has shown great aptitude both in battle tactics and the management of armies. He will make a fine commander one day, I am sure. I really wish they would put some variation in the wording of these, because these pop up quite a bit. Sarit's authority's contributions towards Bard's education cannot go unmentioned. Her lessons has given Bard valuable knowledge for his future life. They broke up fast. She's also of age, so of course they can get married. And now they are. 22 martial, that is pretty good. And logistician, well, you are a genius. Although your learning is really low because you're impatient. Ah, okay. Interesting. Well, with that, I think we should conclude this episode. So, thanks for watching. Check back again next time. Hit that like button.